technique number 9 in second Brown, Kenpo Karate for Christ, is circling the storm. I'm not going to lie, this is the one that's going to cause you more trouble than any other technique in this level. So, I'm going to be sure to explain it as best I can and model it very, very clearly so that you can see. But it's often one of those where I show it to somebody, they're seeing how it's done on someone else and it makes sense to them. And then when they go home and try to do it and they're trying to like read it in the manual, and again they're kind of lost. I don't have another party here to do it with me. I'm just having to mirror it in the air. So that may or may not help in this situation. I'm just going to do my best to fully explain circling the storm. This one will show up in long form 6, because long form 6, the theme of that one are weapon techniques or attacks with weapons. So there's that too. You want to know it because it's going to show up again. And I've seen a lot of different explanations of what's happening here, and so I've taken from what I think are the best answers in this. So take that for what it's worth, right? I think it's worth something. I'm a 6th degree, right? Should be 7th soon. Should be 7th already, honestly. So take that for what it is. For circling the storm, it's a club thrust technique. And it comes from this family of where we're doing the blocks and we're going like around the punches, like you've seen from flashing wings. In fact, that flashing wings position, or that, flashing mace, flashing wings, the sickle, right, or thundering hammers. All of these where you block and then you're following up with the secondary attack. So as they thrust with the club, you want to advance and be sure, if you can, to catch their arm with your inward block, right? So that you can almost treat it more like a punch than treating it like a weapon attack. But if you have to, you can block a stick, thrust anyway, with your arm, right? That's not that bad. So they're thrusting in, about middle level here, center line thrust. You step an inward block. Now from here, I'm going to step through with a big elbow, slicing elbow through the ribs. I want to catch totally underneath their arm while their arm's still extended. Right? So that's going to follow immediately. Block, elbow all the way through, and I'm going to use the momentum of that to carry me into an outward elbow with the right to the same spot, still underneath his arm. Boom. Right? So it's a double spinning elbow. Block the stick, step, elbow through the ribs right, elbow out with the left. Right? Now's where things get a little hairy. So as I do this, if I can, I want to grab a hold of their hand, not the weapon. I want to grab the wrist. I want my other arm to come up, forearm against the back of their elbow, and I want my left foot to crescent step so that I get in front of their right leg. Right? Step around so you're in front of the right leg and bring them down with an arm bar, which we've done in several of the stick techniques already. Right? We almost always strip the technique with our obscure, what is that? Here we pulled it out, and then in returning the storm, obstructing the storm, returning the storm, even offer of dust, spun them this way in kind of an armbar fashion, and we go to strip it, but we can't get it out in that case, right? So, but we're going to go straight for their arm, straight for that armbar again. So they thrust, block, step through with the right elbow, spin with the left elbow, grab their wrist with the right hand, set an armbar as you step around their right leg, bend them down with that armbar. Now, to strip the weapon, I'm going to reach down and pull it out, but I don't want to pull it out close to the handle, right, or toward their hand. That's not where I'm going to strip it. If you can, reach lower down on the stick, pull it out there. If you do pull it out near their hand, quickly do like in Returning the Storm, where we poke the thing into our own leg and kind of slide the stick to the other end so that you can be holding the long end. Otherwise, you're holding the short end out, the long end's behind you. You can't use it that way. For what we're going to do, you want to be holding it the same way they were holding it there, right? Like a stick. So if you do strip it out near their hand, quickly do a change, but that's not part of the technique, right? You can add that if you make that mistake. If you can, grab lower on the stick, so when he pulls out, you already are holding the long end. Now from here, what I'm going to do just with the stick, I stepped around their leg to the front, then we step around their leg to the back. So this left leg does that crescent idea again to get around behind them. And as it does, your right arm, like doing a corkscrew punch here, only we're going to hit with the actual stick through the face. So the stick comes back around and boom, hits them across the face. And you bring that stick all the way back around behind them as you do that. Right? Now, it gets a little fancier than that because as we come around with this, rather than doing a crescent step, the way we're going to get here is by doing more of like a crane hop. Hopping on that left leg as you lift the right, and again, we're still hitting through with the right hand. Now is holding the stick. Right? Now from here, from the crane, I'm behind them. I've hit them in the back, hit them in the face as I went back around behind. You're going to side kick behind their right knee, buckle them down on the ground. And as they fall down on the ground towards 6, I'm stepping forward and I'm going to use the short end, which is coming out the other end of my hand, and poke low to like between the shoulder blades here, or even lower maybe to the kidney if they haven't quite hit the ground yet. But I'm side kick the knee as they fall. Boom! We're hitting them with the short end there of the stick coming out the back. Right. The last move on this from this position is I'm going to front cross with the right. That could be stepping on their other leg as you do it, or it could just be stepping to get closer. And as I step to get closer, I'm going to hit the same spot with the left uppercut that I poked. You poke it with the right, then you uppercut with the left. And as I do that, I'm going to change my angle a little bit again so it can be seen better. I step forward and uppercut. This arm's going to again circle around the front, and at the same time I'm doing the uppercut, I'm going to hit them again in the face, in the chin, the same way I did back here when I jumped around behind them. You're going to hit them twice that way, right? From that position, boom, you hit high to the front of the face with the stick. You hit low, the back with the uppercut, and then I step back and I full cover out to 12 o'clock. So that's all the parts of the technique. Let's put it all together again. Thrust comes in, block, I step in. Right elbow, spinning left elbow. Grab the arm, get in front of the leg with your left arm bar. Pull the stick out, and I'm going to come around the leg. I lift it up, jump back onto the left foot, and as you do that, you're going to hit through the face with the right hand. Right? It comes around, smack them with the front of the long end of the stick coming out the front of your hand. Boom. Side kick to the knee to drop them down, and then as it plants, hit them with the short end. And then I'm going to front cross, and as I do, this arm circles around to get in front of their head. And I'm stepping maybe on their leg, maybe just to get close enough to hit them in the same spot with a left uppercut as I hit them with the stick again over the top, hitting them in the chin. So they hit back and chin from the front at the same time, and then full cover out to 12 o'clock. So, one more time, that is circling the storm. And that is technique number 9 out of Second Brown, Kenpo Karate for Christ.